century. Doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power.
UFC fans, it's great to be back in Las Vegas as we welcome you to the official weigh-ins for UFC 162, Silva versus Weidman. Tomorrow night, only on pay-per-view, the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world today, Anderson Silva, puts his UFC middleweight title on the line against undefeated two-time All-American wrestler Chris Weidman. Plus, former UFC lightweight champion Frankie Edgar fights once again at 145 against ultra-dangerous Brazilian Charles Oliveira. We'd like to send out a special welcome to our UFC Fight Club members and thank our UFC sponsors. Bud Light, here we go. The only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon. Harley Davidson, Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram, Metro PCS, 4G, LTE for all. Zion Synergy, a great tasting, sugar-free performance energy drink that gives you the power to win. The official energy drink of the UFC. UltimatePoker.com. Visit to win your ultimate UFC experience. And Tap Out, official lifestyle apparel of the UFC. Available at tapout.com. And now, to get the official weigh-ins for UFC 162 underway, here is Joe Rogan.
What's happening, my friends? Welcome to the weigh-ins. Ariane, Brittany, professional hot chicks, Lorenzo Fertitta. Without him and Dana White, none of this would be possible. Dana's new Bruce Buffer, the voice of the Octagon. Joe Silva, best matchmaker on the planet Earth. We got a banging card for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick things off in the welterweight division. Mike Pierce versus David Mitchell. First up on the scale, David Mitchell. $171. And his opponent, Mike Pierce. From Mr. Pierce. First fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, David Mitchell and Mike Pierce. The next fight is also in the welterweight division. Seth Basinski versus Brian Melanson. For Mr. Melancon. And his opponent, Seth Basinski.
170.
170 for Mr. Basinski. Brian Melancon and Seth Basinski, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move into the prelims live on FX. We kick things off in the lightweight division. Edson Barboza versus Rafaelo Oliveira. And his opponent, Edson Barboza. On 55 from Mr. Barboza. That's an excellent way to kick off the FX card, ladies and gentlemen. Edson Barboza and Rafaelo Oliveira. Next, we move to the heavyweight division. Gabriel Napao Gonzaga versus Dave Herman. .242 from Mr. Herman. And his opponent, Gabriel Napao Gonzaga. .262 for Napao. Dave Herman and Gabriel Gonzaga, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the lightweight division. Norman Park versus Kazuki Takudome. .55 for Mr. Takudome. And his opponent, Norman Park. 156. Oh! Kazuke Takudome and Norman Park getting started early, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move on to the middleweight division. From way back season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter, the Crippler, Chris Levin versus Andrew Craig. Mr. Craig and his opponent, the Crippler, Chris Levin.
$186.
186 for the Crippler. Andrew Craig and Chris Levin, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the main card, live on pay-per-view. We kick things off in the featherweight division. Cub Swanson versus Dennis Seaver.
$145.
145 from Mr. Seaver. And his opponent, Cub Swanson. $144 for Mr. Swanson. Featherweight action kicking off the main card. Cub Swanson and Dennis Seaver. Next we move to the middleweight division. The Filipino wrecking machine, Mark Munoz versus Tim the Barbarian Boach. machine. Gentlemen, let them know. The next fight also takes place in the middleweight division. Tim Kennedy versus Hunter Gracie. And his opponent, Tim Kennedy. $186 for Mr. Kennedy. That's a hell of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter Gracie and Tim Kennedy. Next we have the co-main event of the evening in the featherweight division. Frankie the Answer Edgar versus Charles the Bronx Oliveira. First up on the scale, Charles Oliveira. That helps. 44. 144 for Mr. Oliveira. And his opponent, the former UFC lightweight champion of the world, Frankie the Answer Edgar.
Tad over. There's a space. You're a little over. Just a little. Yeah, it's touching.
close look at the two men involved in the main event of the evening.
I've been dreaming about this fight with Anderson Silva since I started MMA. I've envisioned beating him. I'm undefeated. I refuse to lose. I am ready to be the UFC champion. I'm going to win this fight.
This is the first time I've ever looked at a guy and I've said, this guy could be the guy. He could beat Anderson Silva.
On paper, I'm a terrible matchup for him, and he knows that. He knows I'm not in there to just share the octagon with him. He knows he's not going to beat me before we step in that cage like he's beating a lot of other guys.
He rocks him on the way out. He is out. Chris Weidman with a huge knockout.
I want Anderson Silva. Give me a shot, please.
I think right after I beat Mark Munoz, Anderson definitely didn't want to fight me.
Não tem muito eu não querer lutar. Eu luto com qualquer um. Eu luto porque eu gosto. Eu me sinto vivo fazendo isso. Eu amo o que eu faço.
These titles, like greatest of all time, you know, he's earned that, and I have a lot of respect for that, but I'm not fighting the myth, I'm fighting a man, and I'm a tougher opponent than anybody else he's ever fought.
Looking to finish it right here. Oh, man!
O Weidman é um atleta completo. Ele tem um bom jiu-jitsu, tem um bom wrestling e luta bem em pé. Eu não tenho um bom wrestler, eu preciso treinar o meu wrestler para poder me comparar e chegar ao nível dele.
He's gonna have to worry about my takedowns, but at the same time, I'm not afraid to start aiming some punches at his face.
Oh, man, that guy hits hard.
Cada um vai mostrar aquilo que tem de melhor no dia da luta. Ele vai usar as armas que ele tem e eu vou usar as armas que eu tenho para tentar vencê-lo.
I'm not really too concerned what he's gonna do. I go out there and do what I do, mentally and physically break my opponent. And once I beat Anderson Silva, I'll be the man at middleweight.
Segurando aqui, ó. Quem quiser tomar, subir, bater o peso e cair dentro.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the challenger, undefeated in mixed martial arts competition, Chris Weidman. UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Silva. For the champion. All right, I'm here with the challenger. Two questions. First of all, what is it like to kiss Anderson Silva?
He has nice lips, nice lips. My wife, don't get jealous.
Second question is, this is obviously a huge moment for you, a massive opportunity to fight a man who many people believe to be the greatest fighter ever. Give us your thoughts on Anderson and what tomorrow night means to you.
Hey, he's the man, but this is my time to shine. Tomorrow night, history is being made. Love it or hate it, underdogs on top.
Good luck to you, sir. Chris Weidman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with the champion. Anderson, at this point in your career, you are considered to be the greatest mixed martial arts fighter ever. You're fighting an undefeated man in Chris Weidman. Give us your thoughts on what kind of a challenge Chris Weidman represents and what's going to go down tomorrow night.
Essa altura da tua carreira, você é o cara mais invencível. Você está lutando com um cara que é invicto. O que é o desafio que ele te enfrenta?
All the fighters that fight in UFC is the best. This is the best event in the world. All the fights, the fight tomorrow is the best fight in the world. No me. I fight for Chris. Chris have the chance for the belt tomorrow. I go to fight for my fans. That's it.
Anderson, the Spider Silva, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to you, sir. And we will see you all tomorrow night. Thank you for coming to the weigh-ins. And if you are watching the UFC weigh-in, they killed the mic. Oh boy.
In everyday life, true fights materialize. No championship belts, no grand prize, just the reason you rise and strive to overcome. It's not about battles won, it's what you stand for. It's sacrificing your comfort and carrying on for a cause. It's for self-satisfaction and not the applause. It's tearing down walls. It's what you exercise your might for. We should all have something we fight for. And my fight matters. Does yours?